Isn't it so funny? Like you want the black belt, that new, this one doesn't have that smell anymore, but that new belt smell.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dash's Taekwondo teacher who wasted no time getting down to business.
Should I have my belt on?
You think it would make a difference?
I'm not even sure. We're sitting down.
Well, what's crazy about your belt is how worn, how much life it has. It's the Velveteen Rabbit of belts. It has been loved so much that it has come to life.
Yeah. I've had multiple instructors where their belt was no longer black. It was gray, and in certain parts, like almost returned back to the white because it was so worn.
Wow.
And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, geez, how does it get to that? And I want my belt to look like that one day, and we're still working on it. But yeah,
That's not a funny thing to aspire to. I want my black belt. I want the belt that is the evidence of my having achieved this level, this status of accomplishment, to then be so worn that it no longer shows quite the same status that I was so motivated to earn in the first place.
Isn't it so funny? Like you want the black belt, that new, this one doesn't have that smell anymore, but that new belt smell. It doesn't stink. It's not like it smells, but it doesn't have that like a new car smell. If you'd like, sir. But yeah, this particular belt itself, not how many years I've been black belt, but the material. This belt is one that I bought back in 2010. I want to say I was at a national competition. And the belt that I had with me was a Nike belt, one that I really liked. I had a Nike uniform as well. And I was told in staging I couldn't wear the Nike uniform and I couldn't wear the Nike belt because Nike wasn't a sponsor for that particular event or venue.
Starbucks, not a sponsor of this channel. I'm hiding the logo.
Sorry. So anyways, I had a limited amount of time and I went out to the area where they were selling uniforms, and I bought an Adidas uniform. I still have to this day. It's actually at the house right now. I haven't worn it in quite a while because I found another one that I like a little bit.
Adidas was a sponsor.
Adidas was a sponsor, correct. And Sang Musa was the other brand, and this was the Sang Musa belt. And it was, quite honestly, the first belt that I looked at when I went out. It wasn't like I was belt shopping. I had a limited amount of time to get back into staging with equipment that would be.
Your thoughts were elsewhere than on what the belt needed to be.
Correct, and it ends up being my absolute favorite. Since I've bought black belts embroidered with my name on it and the stripes, and very, very nice looking belts. But this one has a special feel. This is the one I'm going to wear until forever.
What is it? Is it something about the belt, or is it about the experiences that belt has accompanied you on?
A little bit of both. It's one of the experiences that I carry since I've been wearing this belt. And also the story behind it. Serendipitously, I was sent out from staging to go get stuff other than what I already had to be able to compete. And I came back with this, and it ends up being my favorite. And also, one day I want this thing to look gray and maybe even return back to the whites. But yeah, I like it having these character marks and, feeling well used.
Yeah. Is there an element of superstition, like a baseball fan wears a particular shirt for a game that they win, and then he's got to wear that same shirt?
No, I wear other belts. I wear other belts. But this is the one that I wear teaching. I have another belt that, I earned the 6th degree in November of last year. So each year we do a Nisky Day, which is our biggest community event. It's been going on for now, I think this will be 43 years in the town of Nisky. So it's
right? Wow.
It's a big community event. It's our biggest, get in front of the community moment. And whenever I do that event, I wear my embroidered belt. I wear the...
Because it's shinier.
Yes, it's nicer. It's more appealing to the eye, if you will. So I wear that as part of the Nisky Day uniform. But that belt only has 5 stripes on it. And not that I'm opposed to wearing the old one, it's just I've put that belt in my new belt wheel. So I have a belt wheel in the back, and it has my dad popped in one day, this was 2 weeks ago. He's like, look what I found. And he found the first black belt I was ever given.
Wow.
And he gave it to me, and I put that in there. Then I put the belt that we're talking about, the embroidered one with the 5 stripes on top of that one. And then I have my jiu-jitsu white belt and blue belt on top of those.
And when you say a wheel, you're sort of rolling them all up so they're not really accessible.
It's more so like a column of belts.
It's a display of achievements.
Yes, precisely.
Yeah. All right, I feel that we've buried the lead. May I introduce Master Kyle Phillips, the owner, proprietor, operator, instructor of Nisky Martial Arts here in Niskayuna, New York. How do you wind up with the title Master? Is that given to you, or do you claim it at a certain point? Is there an achievement necessary to be called Master?
When I was growing up, I was told that 4th degree in the U.S., 4 stripes on your black belt in the U.S. is considered Master, but 5th is considered Master in Korea. So I've always considered 5th to be Master. But now as time has gone on and new presidents coming in to Kukiwon, World Taekwondo Federation headquarters over there, trying to decide, specifically what do the stripes mean, and at what stage do you become this master or, supreme grand
well,
master.
that's the question: is by whose authority are you a master?
The World Taekwondo Federation in Kukiwon.
Okay, which is a town in Korea.
In Korea, yeah. So 4, 5, 6 are your masters, right? So you have junior master and senior master. I believe it goes 4, 5, 6 in that way. And then 7, 8, 9 are your high dons. Those would be your grandmasters. So I think it follows the same loop, if you will, maybe like a junior grandmaster, and then I want to say 9th degree is supreme grandmaster, something like this. I don't know, I'm not there yet. Maybe in this lifetime we
I feel like that has to be rarefied air, in the sense that how many other people are even qualified to say, yes, you are that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
In other words, even the members of the council in Korea, how many of them are actually have reached that level to where they have the authority to say, you have reached this level?
Certainly cannot be self-imposed.
Yeah.
I've never given myself rank for obvious reasons. You can go on Amazon, you can buy any color belt you want, you can put it around your waist, you can call yourself whatever you want.
As I often will do with an emotional support animal.
Yes.
I bought this jacket for my dog to wear. Now I can take him on a plane.
Well, there's that. So when it comes to rank, it's always passed down. Rank is always given. It's always a senior rank, or senior ranking student, if you will, or senior ranking instructor, more specifically. I say student first because I think all good practitioners never forget the fact that they're a forever student. Like a professor in a college is a professional student, right? Student first, then they teach second. I don't think you ever couldn't reverse those. I don't think like you're a teacher first and then you be the student. I think it
would be an interesting exploration how that might be, but because this is akin to the question of who created the universe, right? It's akin to the question of who's the first mover, who is in a position to be able to categorize everything after them. And there has to be a first, right? There has to be a first person to have gotten to a 12th dan, right? And if it can only be passed down, then who is the first? How does that get established? And honestly, it's philosophical at this point. It's trying to ask the question of, from where do we get authority? And you are still living in the world where your authority comes from above, and there are enough figures above you to be able to not have to sweat the question yet of what would it be. It's like losing parents, right? What is it to be alone? What is it to be without someone to whom you can look up? And you're not there yet. This is where my mind goes, is, okay, well, who's ultimately behind any of this?
Yeah. The word authority, right? So as a teacher, you have a certain amount of authority that just sort of comes with the position. Now, when you're working with 3 and 4-year-olds, they don't care what your authority is. They don't care how many years of experience, decades of experience you have, how many fights, how many, your competitive career. They quite honestly wouldn't care.
You're bigger than me, and you're able to tell me how to do this thing. Therefore, you are my master.
At a certain age, it becomes that. I think with the tiny tigers, though, authority comes in the way of, can you keep my attention? If you can't keep my attention, then you have no authority over me. And that's a tiny tiger class in a nutshell. So I tell our assistants, I say, if you can teach a tiny tiger class, you can teach any class. Because at a certain point, it's expected. And we expect it at 5 years old, right? And it doesn't always happen that way. But by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, now you're looking at double digits, 10, 11, 12, they're coming into class. More likely coming into class because they want to be here and experience it and have a martial arts background. And
they're returning, they're continuing in their practice.
They want that, right?
Yeah.
So now because of their desire, they're coming in and they're listening to the authorities which are the black belts or the high-ranking students to teach class. So you got their attention automatically because you kind of have the thing that they want. As I was training, I looked at my instructors. They had the thing that I wanted, and I didn't want their belt, but I wanted to achieve what I very clearly has seen that they've already achieved, which is the black belt, the first stripe, the second, the third, fourth, and so on.
And I'm guessing that even absent the belt, the specific marker of rank, that there's something in what you saw in early advanced students / teachers that you admired and wanted to emulate. And I feel like that comes through so clearly in your teaching, that the thing that you do in front of, especially the tiny tigers, but all of the students, you have both a playful but a compassionate and an understanding energy and patience for grasping that some of the younger students need their attention corralled, and a joyful way of corralling that attention. Where does that all come from?
So I've been a part of the scene for a while, so I've seen the teaching.
And by the scene, you mean Taekwondo instruction in general?
Specifically Taekwondo schools.
Yeah.
I've watched the tactics and the strategies of the teachers change over time, and not to generalize or make blanket statements about what all the Taekwondo schools in the world were doing at the time. But when I was growing up, it was common for students, if they weren't paying attention, to maybe receive a knuckle to the top of the head, or
right.
A flick to the forehead, or maybe the ladies of Taekwondo would grab you by the ear, and they would do these sorts of things.
And that was normal. And spanking your kids used to be pretty normal.
That was then, and here we are now, right? Where my style of teaching is, I would say, 99% touchless. I don't have to.
Meaning.
I don't have to
less.
touchless. Yeah, I don't have to put my hands on a student. I don't have to. One, parents come in, they bring their child, and they trust that we are going to work with them with patience, with compassion, above all else, and to get them to do the thing that we're looking for them to do, which is oftentimes focus, maybe have a little bit more discipline, and be courteous to the people who are around you. Carry yourself with dignity and respect, and give that to others.
I mean, that is what every parent wants to know about where their kid's going to study something. We got a lot more with Master Phillips. Looking forward to bringing it.